There's only 12 notes, honey. And to me, there's two kinds of music, bad and good.
Quincy Jones, the music legend whose career ranged from producing Michael Jackson's groundbreaking Thriller to composing acclaimed scores for film and television, and with icons like Frank Sinatra and Ray Charles, has died at 91. His publicist, Arnold Robinson, confirmed that Jones died Sunday night at his Bel Air home in Los Angeles while surrounded by family. It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved father and brother, Quincy Jones. The family said in a touching statement, "While this is an immense loss for us, we want to take time to celebrate the remarkable life that he led, knowing that he was genuinely one of a kind." Jones's journey began on the troubled streets of Chicago's South Side, but his tenacity drove him to the pinnacle of the entertainment industry. He became one of the first successful Black executives in Hollywood and reaped a rich musical legacy that resonated with the core of American culture. Rare indeed was the music lover who didn't have at least one of his records. Rarer still, the industry leader who didn't know him. In a brilliant career, Jones hobnobbed with presidents, international dignitaries, Hollywood stars, and music giants. He went on tour with jazz legends Count Basie and Lionel Hampton, arranged timeless albums for Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald, produced the seminal soundtracks for Roots and In the Heat of the Night, and played a key role in Bill Clinton's first inaugural celebration. Jones also oversaw the historic, star-studded recording of We Are the World, the 1985 charity single to raise funds to fight hunger in Africa. Lionel Richie, co-author with Michael Jackson of We Are the World, called Jones the maestro orchestrator, starting out his career in an age when music was still being consumed mainly on vinyl. Jones went on to achieve some of his highest accolades with his work for Michael Jackson. Albums like Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad did not just redefine the music landscape but reached a global audience. Jones' unparalleled creativity and vision helped shape Jackson's transformation from a child star to the king of pop, with such hits as Billie Jean and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. It brought together an alluring matrimony of disco, funk, rock, R&B, jazz, and African rhythms. Thanks to the innovatory touch of Jones with Thriller, his genius was evident when he brought in Eddie Van Halen for the classic guitar solo on Beat It and Vincent Price for a spine-tingling voiceover on the title track. Thriller sold over 20 million copies in 1983 alone and is one of the best-selling albums of all time, often battling the Eagles' greatest hits for the #1 spot. In a 2016 interview with the Library of Congress, Jones said, "When an album fails, everybody blames the producer. So when it succeeds, it should be yours, too. The songs don't just appear. A producer requires the ability to help the vision to come alive." His long list of honors and awards would take up 18 pages in his 2001 autobiography, Q, with 27 Grammy Awards, 28 now, an honorary Oscar, 2 now, and an Emmy for Roots. He received France's Legion d'Honneur, the Rudolph Valentino Award from Italy, and a tribute from the Kennedy Center for his indelible contribution to American culture, a 1990 documentary Listen Up. The Lives of Quincy Jones and a documentary by his daughter Rashida Jones in 2018 have more solidified his legacy. His autobiography was also a bestseller. Born in Chicago in 1933, Jones has often spoken of his mother's hymns as the first music to move him, but had a very problematic childhood. He has revealed to Oprah Winfrey once, "There's two kinds of people in the world, those with nurturing parents and those without. There's no in-between." His mother suffered from emotional problems, which meant her eventual institutionalization left Quincy feeling as though the world had lost its color. In his boyhood, he ended up on the streets, involved in gangs, theft, and violence. "They nailed my hand to a fence with a switchblade," he told the AP in 2018, showing a childhood scar. Music saved him. Growing up, he would find a neighbor with a piano and instantly begin playing it, all the time. When he was 10, his father moved to Washington State, and Jones' life changed one day at a local recreation center when he found a piano on stage. "I went up there, paused, stared, and then tinkled on it for a moment," he recalled in his autobiography. "That's when I began to find peace. I was 11. I knew then this was my destiny." Years later, he played the trumpet and became good friends with a young blind musician named Ray Charles. He was good enough to receive a scholarship to the Berklee College of Music, but left to tour with Lionel Hampton's band. Jones went on to become a freelance musician, composer, and producer, and backed Billie Holiday when he was still in his teens. By the time he was in his mid-20s, he had his own band. Despite having the best jazz ensemble in the world, we were literally starving, he later told Musician magazine. That's when I realized there was music, and then there was the music business. To survive, I had to learn the distinction between the two. Jones' executive trailblazing in the music industry saw him break racial barriers when he rose to become a vice president at Mercury Records in the early 60s. In 1971, he made history as the first black musical director for the Academy Awards. Quincy Jones is a towering figure in the world of music and film, whose legacy encompasses an extraordinary blend of talent, innovation, and philanthropy. His journey began with the groundbreaking film The Color Purple, which he produced and that garnered 11 Oscar nominations in 1986, though it fell short of any wins. A disappointment that fueled his resolve.in partnership with Time Warner, Jones launched Quincy Jones Entertainment, a powerhouse that included the influential pop culture magazine Vibe and Quest Broadcasting. This enterprise was ultimately sold for a remarkable $270 million in 1999. My approach to business is fundamentally tied to my personal beliefs. Always embrace talented individuals on their own terms, treating each with fairness and respect, regardless of their background, Jones detailed in his autobiography. His versatility allowed him to seamlessly navigate the rich tapestry of American music. Whether infusing Sinatra's classic Fly Me to the Moon with a lively swing and soulful flute, or featuring a vibrant tenor sax solo in his production of Charles's In the Heat of the Night, Jones was at ease with every genre. His collaborations read like a who's who of music history, working with jazz legends such as Dizzy Gillespie and Duke Ellington, alongside rap icons like Snoop Dogg and LL Cool J, as well as pop and R&B stars including Sinatra and Chaka Khan on the iconic song, We Are the World. The roster of performers was a testament to his reach, featuring icons like Michael Jackson, Bob Dylan, and Bruce Springsteen. He co-wrote hits for Jackson, including PYT, Pretty Young Thing, as well as for Donna Summer's Love Is in Control, Finger on the Trigger. His influence extended into the world of hip-hop, with numerous songs sampled by legends such as Tupac Shakur and Kanye West, not to mention composing the memorable theme for the sitcom Sanford & Son. Jones was not just a creator but a catalyst for talent. He played a pivotal role in Will Smith's rising stardom by producing The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and introduced audiences to iconic figures like Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg through The Color Purple. Since the 1960s, Jones created over 35 film scores, including works for The Pawnbroker and In Cold Blood, illustrating his belief that scoring film is a multifaceted process, an abstract combination of science and soul. His work on The Wiz ignited a lasting collaboration with Michael Jackson, who starred in the 1978 film. In a poignant recollection published in Time magazine following Jackson's passing, Jones shared a humorous moment where Jackson mispronounced Socrates, prompting Jones to correct him. This exchange led Jones to express his desire to produce an album for Jackson, which encountered initial resistance, but ultimately led to the monumental success of Off the Wall, a record that not only topped charts but also solidified Jones's position against skeptics. However, tensions bubbled to the surface after Jackson's death. In 2013, Jones filed a lawsuit against Jackson's estate, alleging he was owed millions in royalties. He later described Jackson in a 2018 interview as Machiavellian as they come, alleging that the superstar borrowed ideas from others. Despite his relentless work ethic, the toll of his career wasn't always light. A near-fatal brain aneurysm in 1974 and deep depression in the 1980s following The Color Purple's Oscar snub marked his struggles. He never won a competitive Academy Award. Jones's personal life was complex, as he fathered 7 children with 5 mothers and experienced 3 marriages, including to actress Peggy Lipton. To love a woman is one of the most natural and life-enhancing acts, he once reflected. His transformation into an activist came later in life, catalyzed by the poignant experience of attending Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral in 1968 and forging a friendship with Jesse Jackson. Jones dedicated himself to philanthropy, emphasizing that the true value of fame is the ability to uplift others. His charitable endeavors spanned HIV, AIDS awareness, education for children, and global poverty alleviation. He founded the Quincy Jones Listen Up Foundation to bridge music, culture, and technology for youth, driven by what he deemed a spirit of adventure and a criminal level of optimism. Life is like a dream, he quoted Spanish poet Federico Garcia Lorca in his memoir. Mine's been in Technicolor with full Dolby sound through THX amplification before they even knew what those systems were. Quincy Jones leaves behind a rich legacy, survived by his daughter Rashida, along with daughters Jolie Jones-Levine, Rachel Jones, Martina Jones, Kid Ada Jones, and Kenya Kinsky Jones. Son Quincy Jones III, brother Richard Jones, and sisters Teresa Frank and Margie J. His impact on music and society remains profound and enduring.